Hi guys, greetings from Lopey Lot Land. I'm Hope. This is my channel. Welcome. Let's see. It is the day after St. Patrick's Day, but I am still rocking all of my green attire. I do have some Irish ancestry, so not only do I celebrate on St. Patrick's Day, not for the propagandized reasons, just to celebrate the culture of the Irish. But I sort of sprinkle it along in the month of March, and green's one of my favorite colors anyway. So here we are. I am here today to share. I finished some of the whips that I mentioned in my last video, so I'm going to share them. So without further ado, I mentioned that I was working on a wall hanging as a gift for someone, and I completed that. The gift has been delivered and it's been received, so I can talk about it now. So the pattern, it was a beautiful, I don't have it anymore. I took a picture of it though, so I'll put a picture of it over my face. It was a barn owl wall hanging, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love it because the wing, it's made onto a ring, but the wings are outspread over across of the wing, and it is a paid pattern. So I got this pattern off of Etsy, and I'm going to tell you who it's by. It's by Sheacrochetxx.com. So she has a website, but she also has an Etsy shop. It's called Sheacrochetxx. So I'll put a link to the pattern where I got it from off of Etsy in the description box below. But here's a picture of what the pattern looks like. That's the cover of the pattern. And I'll put a picture of the actual owl that I made, and it turned out beautiful. I love, love, love this pattern. Some things that I did do differently is it called for any number 4 worsted weight yarn. I chose to use cotton because I like cotton on wall hangings. It's a preference. I think cotton yarn looks better. But because I used cotton, where's the cotton I used? I used this. I love this cotton. Because I used cotton, I had to reinforce the wings with some floral wire. So this is the floral wire. I'm trying to get it to is it gonna? It's 0.04 inch floral wire. So, you can get this stuff at any craft store, but on the back of the piece, I sewed it behind the stitches to reinforce the wings so that they wouldn't flop over when you hang it on the wall. So that is something that I did different from the pattern. Also, I used a piece of white felt, cut it into a circle for the back of the head. And I think I took a picture of that too, but to put on the back of the eyes so that the back of the eyes wouldn't scratch the wall. So I did do that differently. But this pattern is absolutely gorgeous. There is a lot of sewing involved in this pattern, but I don't mind. I think it was worth it. And I love it. I adore it. And the person I gave it to seemed to really like it, so that makes me really happy. I may or may not make one of these for market. I don't know. We'll see. So, I finished that. It's been delivered. The next item that I was working on was a ice cream cozy. Now, this ice cream cozy, sorry, I'm working on another pattern out of the same book, so I want to make sure I don't lose my spot here. Okay, so it's called the Warm Hands Ice Cream Cozy. I got it out of this magazine. So this is Crochet magazine. It is actually the late autumn 2022 issue. I don't know if you can still get that issue. Maybe you can, but the way that I ended up with this magazine is I'm a member of a local fiber arts crochet group where people, you know, they get together and crochet and share skills and just patterns, like things like that. So there was this really sweet lady who was giving away a stack, and I mean a stack, of crochet books, crochet magazines, just, I mean, it was like a stack of them. And I was like, yes, please. If nobody else wants those, I definitely want them because I will use them. And so I've already been making patterns out of those books. And this is one of the items that I got from her. And I'm very, very thankful. So anyway, the pattern was called Warm Hands Ice Cream Cozy. So this is what it looks like in the magazine. I don't know if you can see it. And my husband loves his little pints of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And so I decided to make him one. I made him red because red is his favorite color. And if you recall, like I had finished it. I was just waiting to sew the button on. I finally sewed it. Look, it's one little button. And here I was procrastinating over one, over one little button. Really, it started out with, I couldn't find the buttons because my craft room was a mess. But then I got it cleaned up, and then this little project just kind of sat here, and it was like an out of sight, out of mind type thing. I just kept working on other things, and finally I was like, you know what? Let me just sew this button on so I can give this poor man his ice cream cozy. And he really likes it. So it looks kind of like a mug, and so you slide your hand in here, and the button comes undone so that you can adjust it. So you can like secure it there. Try and hold this where you can see it, or you can secure it up here for a smaller hand. Of course, he has bigger hands, so like if I were to use it, I would use it buttoned right there, but when he uses it, he buttons it down here. And it tickled me so much to see him using his little ice cream cozy. I took a picture. I'll try to share the picture. I have to get permission first. I don't want to share. He might be in like work clothes because he paints cars. So, you know, a lot of times he's in his work clothes. But how cute is that? It's a really, really simple pattern, but it is made using a number 6 super bulky yarn. And I used Yarn Bee True Colors. And the colorway, it's probably something like red. Literally, it's just red. Which, whatever, it works. It's red. But this was my first time using Yarn Bee True Colors. I really liked it. Yeah. So that's that. My little ice cream cozy. That's done. I don't know if I'll make any of these to go to market or not. I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So let me get this back to the current pattern I'm working on from that. Okay, and last but not least, this is something that I just did within the past, like, what, last week? Week before? Something like that. But I'm just now sharing it. And I know it's after St. Patrick's Day, but like I said, we're still going to share it. So, I made these cute little Shamrock bookmarks. I made several of them. I am going to take these to market. I'm definitely going to keep one for myself, though, because they're really, really cute. And this is a pattern that I found on YouTube. The tutorial was by AmigurumiPianosound, and it's called Shamrock 4-Leaf Clover Tutorial, and it's a bookmark. So I made the bookmark, but I also made it into a keychain. So for the bookmark, I used Yarn Bee Yarntopia in the color Sage. This is a number 2 weight yarn. It's 100% acrylic. So that's what I used for the bookmark. For the keychain version, obviously you just make the little tail shorter and attach it to a keychain. But for this, it was a green, I love this yarn, number 4 worsted weight. And then I also, before I found that particular pattern, I can't remember for the life of me where I found this. It was either on Pinterest or like I found it on Google, but I can't find it again. Like I think that I had it pinned on Pinterest and it's not there anymore. Like maybe it's been removed. I'm not sure. But this is not my pattern. I would love to give credit where credit is due. So if anybody, if this is yours, let me know because I love it. Anyway, what I ended up making was I followed this chart to make this keychain. Okay, so this was just a different version. So this was the bookmark when I made it just like the bookmark, and then this was from this chart. So, but it was like, I don't know if it was just like an inspiration page. I can't remember. I don't know. But that's what I made. That's what I have done. I have been working on other things as well, and I'm going to share those later. I don't want this to be too long. So in closing, I am actively working on market prep right now. I am actively searching for what market opportunities I would like to participate in this spring, summer, and fall. So you can be looking for those details. But in the meantime, I am going to, we're not in February anymore, but I'm still going to pull a love message because why the heck not? The world needs some more love. There's just so much happening. We need some love in this world. So I just want to share some love. So that's what we're going to do before we close out here. Just going to shuffle them up so I don't end up pulling the same card. I will laugh so hard if I do pull the same card. This is from the Whispers of Love deck by Josephine Wall. It's just a beautifully it's like the artwork on it is just absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what we got. The heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. And that is so very true in so many situations. So, for example, you haven't heard from me in a while. Or if, for example, you haven't heard from me in a while. That doesn't mean I'm not crocheting. I am probably crocheting up a storm. I just haven't gotten around to making a video. And that is the case when it comes to so many things in this world. So I would keep that in mind. 9 times out of 10, you have no idea what's actually going on. You only know what's on the surface. So I try to approach such things with that in mind and with love in my heart. So that's our message for today. The heart of the matter. There's more going on than meets the eye. Okay, guys. I love you. Be blessed. Keep crocheting. Bye.